Legacy. Their replacements will be Matt Crane, who takes over at BHS, and Brett Mitchell, getting a promotion at Legacy. Mitchell's been at Legacy since 2014, was at BHS prior to that. He coaches football and wrestling in the Sabres program, as Crane comes to Bismarck from Kindred. In addition to being the AD and Dean of Students for the Kindred Vikings, he's the varsity head football coach. Both will start their new job July 1st. Coming up on 8:35 here at KFYR, again, winter weather advisory in effect for some parts of the state. We'll check the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Still streaming music and podcasts through your phone? How old school. Upgrade your audio streaming with in-vehicle apps like Spotify. It's simple, seamless, and right now you can try Spotify with a 1-month connected vehicle trial. Visit OnStar.com/Spotify to start your trial. Technology lets you multitask from a bike desk.
Ooh, 3 meetings in 3 miles.
But to manage multiple clouds, you need more than technology. You need CDW to implement and deploy a Nutanix hybrid multi-cloud solution that integrates all your apps and data into one platform. With unified management and seamless workload migration, CDW will help your team accelerate digital transformation.
Starting mountain incline.
That's enough for today.
Nutanix makes simplified hybrid multi-cloud possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Nutanix.
Hop on over to Meijer for a happy Easter. We're serving up low prices on Easter favorites, like Meijer Spiral Sliced Ham for just 99 cents per pound. Limit 1. Find all your fresh sides for less. Plus rolls and desserts in the Meijer Bakery. Plus, find more in one stop, like sweet deals on treats and toys. This week, earn 3,000 points for every $30 you spend on toys with M-Perks. Shop the same low in-store prices online and get more for your money at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Clouds brisk and cold today, high 30. Cloudy, frigid night tonight, low of 1. Cloudy, breezy tomorrow, the high 37. Cloudy, breezy, and a bit of snow on Sunday morning. Little to no accumulation. That'll be followed up by some rain for the afternoon, the high Sunday 46. Clouds and a bit of afternoon snow Monday, the high 32. Know how it really feels outside. AccuWeather's real field temperatures available at AccuWeather.com. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Winter weather advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this evening for Kidder and Stutzman counties, with additional snow accumulation up to an inch, winds gusting up near 45 miles per hour. Winter weather advisory will also be in effect until 4 a.m. tomorrow for Sioux, Emmons, Logan, Lemoore, McIntosh, and Dickey counties, with snow and blowing snow, additional accumulation up to 4 inches. Greatest amounts in the James River Valley along the South Dakota border, as winds gusting up near 50 miles per hour will cause difficult to impossible travel. Yesterday's high in Bismarck was 30, below 6. Average high and low this time of year, 49 and 25. Record high of 76 set on this day in 2015. Record low of 8 below set in 1975. Sunrise this morning, 7:25. Sunset tonight, 8:11. Right now in Bismarck, cloudy sky, north winds of 16 miles per hour, 24 degrees, feels like 11. I'm Jesse Rostbat, KFYR Radio, your news and weather authority.
8:37, secret word with the great golf giveaway, and guns in the 701 coming up.
How could $1,000 change your life?
I could buy eggs.
Then listen for inflation compensation, your chance to win $1,000 to combat high prices.
Honey, we're gonna have eggs.
Yes! Beginning Monday, be listening for your chance to win $1,000 with inflation compensation.
KFYR.com.
OK Tire and Service is a top Firestone tire dealer. You can depend on Firestone tires to take you anywhere, because tough terrains require an even tougher tire from OK Tire. OK Tire and Service of Bismarck, an employee-owned company. Visit us at oktireinc.com.
Still streaming music and podcasts through your phone? How old school. Upgrade your audio streaming with in-vehicle apps like Spotify. It's simple, seamless, and right now you can try Spotify with a 1-month connected vehicle trial. Visit OnStar.com/Spotify to start your trial.
Just because you turned your passion into a business doesn't mean you have a passion for managing a business. I mean, chasing late payments, scheduling client meetings, writing proposals, getting contracts signed, it can all be a little unmanageable. So get HoneyBook and put all that businessy stuff into one seamless, incredibly easy-to-use experience for you and your clients. Proposals, contracts, invoices, scheduling, payments, and more. So you can manage your client flow friction-free from hey to pay. Go to honeybook.com and start your free trial today.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding and Sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, it has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
Every generation's got something to say. Doesn't matter if you're hip-hop, indie rock, Otis, Elvis, the Man in Black, or Reverend Green. Every generation ends up here, in Memphis, standing in front of the mic, with a chance to say something that'll last. Memphis does it different. And how the beat drops, a voice that insists on being heard, the way a rhythm section holds the pocket when the chorus comes home. Now you're dancing and you can't even remember when you started. Visit Memphis. Add your part to the song. Everything sounds better here. You will too.
Great golf giveaways. Secret word of the day. It's 8:40 at KFYR, and here it is. Sometime between 3 and 5 in the KFYR Cafe today, they will say the word magazine. When you hear the word magazine between 3 and 5 today, the great golf giveaway is in our clubs from Callaway, from Golf Etc. Get your name in on those. June 16th, we'll have a little bit of a contest over at Golf Etc. And if you're one of the finalists, you'll be with us, so make sure you mark that day off. Magazine, the word to listen for. Be the 10th caller during the KFYR Cafe when that pops up at 701-258-0550 or 1-800-228-0550. 841 at KFYR, the legendary voice of the Northern Plains. Guns and the 701. And for some reason, I can't think of a single thing to talk about this week. Can you guys think of anything?
It's been a pretty quiet week.
Yeah, I mean, there just really isn't much to talk about.
But at least I know that the code word is magazine.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that one. I did that for you guys. I knew you'd appreciate that one.
20-rounder or 30-rounder?
Any. I didn't make it specific that way there in case. Because I don't know, Cody Shue could just go off on whatever. And
it's called a clip. 30 clip assault magazine. Yeah.
Hey, I figured I'd leave it open, and whatever he feels like shooting his mouth off with will work. Hey, what's this? What's
about magazines?
What's this bill in Idaho that they're working on?
Well, it's actually, they got passed 60-10 in the Senate last week. It's just kind of like the stand your ground bill. It's going to basically let Idaho citizens who are justified in using physical force in their self-defense situations, it gives them the option of displaying the firearm or verbally informing an assailant, as they have it, that they have a firearm. It's just another step out there to maybe, and I can attest to it. I've done it 3 times. I've been able to just pull my self-defense firearm and alleviate the situation. It's quite a decision to make, but at least it diffused the situation right away. So to me, it's a great tool. I don't know, Jamie, want to add to that?
I would just say, before I add to anything, I just want to say happy birthday to my mother. She's 70 years old today. If you see Paula around, tell her happy birthday. So.
Happy birthday, Paula.
So.
Nice. What a good son. Look at that.
Thanks, Todd. I passed the House 60-10. Squeaked out of the Senate 18-17, and now it's going to Governor Brad Little's desk for his signature. And he's a pretty good governor when it comes to your Second Amendment rights. So I'm fairly certain that's going to be signed into law.
I agree.
Okay. Meanwhile, a badger hid my deer from me. Wait a minute.
In Michigan.
No, go ahead. I saw that. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Go ahead, paint the picture.
So the guy, Steve Karapetian, is bow hunting on his father-in-law's property in Michigan. Hasn't seen much, and sees a few button bucks one afternoon, and then he's about to quit, and here comes a nice buck. Puts an arrow through it, watches it run off. Tries to follow the blood trail. Him and his father-in-law can't really find it. Wait till the next morning, follow this blood trail again, and here they see this big pile of fur with a bunch of sand around it. It's something they've never seen on the property before, which if you have property, there's some odd on it. You recognize that right away. And, they walk up to it and hear this growling and get a little closer, and the growling gets louder, and here they realize this badger had just overnight went nuts and tried to bury this deer. I suppose, like a gator will take food or any wild animal and try and take possession of it, bury it and hide it. And so his father-in-law runs a few shots over the badger's head. He doesn't leave, shoot it in the sand, kind of blow sand up on the badger, and then he goes and runs down the hole. And these guys go over, gut the deer, leave a gut pile for the badger, and the badger had actually eaten the hind quarter off the deer, but the guy still kept it, and they were just nice enough to leave him a gut pile, I guess. So if you come across your deer buried in dirt or sand, you start looking for a badger around there.
Nice. Nice. Guns in the 701 here on KFYR. Guns don't kill people, although if it were to fall off the roof and hit you in the head, it might.
Yeah.
I guess.
The Buffalo Police Department, they said that, they come out with a tragedy could have become a baffling experience on St. Patrick's Day parade. Basically, there was a gun up there on the roof, and it fell off the roof. Now, I don't know how that happened. They've got a lot of security around there. They thought they had all the things in line again. But, the protocol that they follow, but yet it still happened. And they have to look into other police and procedures to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. That was from the police commissioner, Grimaldi. I don't know. I can't pronounce these foreign names. Anyway, that's kind of what they had going on out there in New York. So what do you got to add to that, Jamie?
Witness they saw the rifle unattended up there. It was on a tripod. And the weight in the sandbag, I'm sure it was like from a rear bag or something. Yeah, and apparently the wind came up, fell down, and a bunch of people were just standing around looking at this rifle laying on the ground. We're always told by the left that only the military and police should have guns because they're the only ones responsible enough. Well, I've never had a rifle fall off of a roof before. I can tell you that much.
Neither have I. Us irresponsible civilians.
Accidents can and will happen. So, and even to the military. I mean, heck, if and I'm not blaming our soldiers on this one, but if everything happened according to plan, according to best laid plans, then our exit from Afghanistan may have been just a little different, for example.
The commissioner did say that something like that had never happened before, but I just thought it was kind of an interesting story that the guy's leaving his sniper rifle up there unattended and the wind blows it off. Yeah. Lucky I did hit somebody on the head, like you said. If that rifle's pretty heavy. If that falls off and smacks you on the head, at least it would have knocked somebody out, would be my guess. But
true.
That's never happened to me before, and hopefully never does.
Well, no
I was also going to say this thing in Tennessee yesterday. These people storming the Capitol. So is that an attempted insurrection by the gun grabbers then? Because they just stormed the Capitol, screaming and hollering. I noticed that a bunch of them had orange shirts on. That would be every town for Second Amendment prohibition organizing that deal. I'm just curious why that's not an insurrection, but Trump supporters do stuff like that. We're trying to overthrow the damn country.
Could it be because of the individual that came in with the weapon?
Yeah, they
didn't have a weapon.
No weapons at all there. They just basically stormed the Capitol, from what I understand, and because they're upset about essentially gun control, and they feel like now they're being targeted. These mentally disturbed transgender people, they feel they're being targeted now. They're turning that narrative rather than saying, "Hey, we had a horrible shooting taking place in a private Christian school on the radical left side." Now they're going to try to change this narrative. I imagine so that it's our fault, probably. You know what I mean? It never, ever ends. It's their ideology.
It was interesting that it got kind of quiet there after that one for just a moment. Like, okay, where's the talking points, guys? You're a little slow on this one.
They're being targeted, but what I just saw in Tennessee was a leftist transgender targeting other people, targeting Christians and a school. So they're trying to, like, typically, like Rush Limbaugh used to say, what they accuse you of doing, they're already doing, and it's more than prove that.
Oh,
and
no
and
doubt.
let's just go into let's talk a little bit about what they want to do. All right, they want an assault weapons ban, which most of them probably don't even know what it is. But let's just, for the sake of the conversation, say it's semi-automatic rifles and handguns. Well, let me throw some numbers at you real quick here, Todd. 10 dead, 10 wounded. Texas high school, okay? 8 dead at a nursing home facility in North Carolina. The Navy shipyards in Maryland, there was 13 dead and numerous others wounded. What kind of gun do you suppose that was, Todd, that did that? That would be a shotgun. Case is a shotgun and also a revolver. So I'll tell you what.
So those are assault weapons now.
Weapons you want. They certainly are. They're the weapons of war. Shotguns.
Weapons of war.
Revolvers have been in wars. Every weapon.
Or get rid of the machete then, because, back in the American Revolution, we kind of had a couple of those laying around.
Well, not even that, Todd. There's a book called Machete Season, and it was over in Africa. 80,000 people in 1 year were killed with machetes.
With machetes,
so, if you take away semi-automatics, they're going to do it with other weapons. Yes, they're using semi-automatics now, but these incidents I just showed you, Todd, I told you about, there's more dead there than there was with an AR-15 and the 9mm carbine and the handgun at the school.
Yep.
I guarantee you, if you ban these, they'll be going after the next ones. And if you think they're not, then I promise you, you're naive and you need to get your head out of the sand on that.
I've said it a million times. You got to ban rocks, Cain and Abel, and all that thing. Yeah.
That's right. You have the T-shirt to prove it, Todd.
Exactly.
The original assault weapon.
Exactly. Guns in the 701. Hey, before I run out of time, the guy in Houston with the truck, his truck gets stolen. He tracks down the suspect. What's going to happen with this guy?
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Texas has a pretty good stand your ground law, and they've got constitutional carry and things like that. So the interesting thing is, okay, it's private property that was stolen by a person who has no respect, obviously, for people's property. He tracks them down. Now, if the guy pulled on him that was, stole the vehicle, I'd say there's a case of self-defense. Otherwise, I think the guy might have some issues for just shooting a guy for taking his pickup, although I understand the frustration, but who knows?
I'll tell you what, in Texas, their laws, I think you can actually go after somebody with stolen property. I've seen a few cases of that, like a guy will shoot people who watch steal stuff from their neighbor. And I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't care less if that guy shot the dude who stole his property. In my opinion, stuff like that needs to be legal, and it needs to happen more so these people know there's consequences for stealing somebody else's property. I know the left's like, that's what insurance is for. I don't care.
No.
I'm not going to stop this from happening. You got to these people need to realize, like you said, Clayton, there's consequences for your actions. And stealing somebody's property, to me, that's a huge violation of somebody's personal life. And they need to pay the consequences of that.
And it won't stop unless consequences happen. And obviously, calling, that police spokesman got up there and talked about how don't take this into your own hands. Well, yeah, because that's working real well right now, isn't it? We got all kinds of things happening around the country. I think if we start taking it in our own hands, you'd see a lot less of it, because I don't think many thieves like that are willing to lose their life over the stealing of a pickup. I really don't, or any piece of property.
Here's a thought. If the guy hadn't stolen the pickup, he'd be probably alive today.
That's right. It's all his own fault.
Don't do the crime. You won't have to do. Guns in the 701, best podcast on iHeart. When does the new stuff go up?
It goes up immediately after Wednesday night, and actually our segments here, Mitchell in the Morning, they go live on all our streaming platforms now as well. So we'll have those loaded up hopefully, shortly today if I don't get pulled out to the calving barn. And of course, then we got In the Crosshairs will happen on Monday, and that usually posts up there right right directly onto all of our streaming platforms. Of course, you want to listen to iHeart.com.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you don't know what In the Crosshairs is, it's on KFYR TV Plus. It's a live streaming service. Clayton and I are on there every Monday in the Crosshairs. Jay Dillon's the host. 12:30 Central.
All right, there you go. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You
Todd.
too, Todd.
Have a great
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, man. Guns in the 701. Happy birthday to Kevin Bam of Carrington, 54. Coming up tomorrow, Lynn Hoff, 90. Today, Marlene Beekler of Dickinson, 72. Tony Hartsey of Zeeland, 56. Jason Shawinski, 44.